So YouTube, this your boy Scott Lewis, Apartment Gamer and more. What's up? Peace, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna talk about a couple of things that transpired. It's about to get hot now, as in the weather's getting hot, the drafts are getting hot, teams are getting itchy, they ready to trade, they're ready to make moves. It's everything is going down. The news is crazy. The story about Ace Bailey, about him not working out with Philly. That's crazy. I mean, players are choosing where they want to go and who they want to see. I mean, it's nothing wrong with empowering players, but you know, hey, if you can do it, other players done it. So I mean, I'm not sitting up here trying to blame Ace Bailey for anything that other players haven't did. A lot of players don't work out with teams. So it's not a big deal. Of course he want to play in the East Coast. I think I would too. You look at the West Coast. The West Coast is tough, man. The West Coast is tough. The Western Conference is tough. Tougher players to get there. Tougher rookies, man. Tough, tough. Can you blame them? Can you really? He looks at it. He looking over there, Luca and all of them over there, Shea and them all over there. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Be for real. It's going to be tough for him. So, who wants to go to Utah? Utah. I mean, it's a nice place. Probably. I've never been, but I'm just saying. You think he want to go to Utah? For real? Think about it. You think about it for a minute. Oh, I'm gonna go to Utah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Anyway, that being said, um, let's take a look at. I want to check out some things. I want to talk about. Let's see. We're going to talk about the draft. Yeah, the NBA draft. Yeah, I've been checking out like a couple of players that teams like the Lakers and connect. And eighth pick and trading. They need a center. So I mean, is it possible that the Nets pull the trigger and make some trades with the Lakers really don't have that much capital right now, or I should say in the near future, maybe later in the future, but right now they don't have anything that I really want, to be honest with you. The Bucks, what are the Bucks gonna do? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on as far as these teams. As soon as this finals is over, it's gonna be crazy. And oh yeah, speaking of the finals, OKC actually let a game go. I don't know any team that would be willing. If you are a veteran in this league, you take what's available immediately. You don't play with your food. You eat your food. You don't play with it. I mean, you don't think, oh, I'm gonna just let a game go, and then game seven we're going Jimmy. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know injury can happen in the game. Anything can. You got referees that can be not seeing stuff. You just don't know what's going to happen. But what it showed me, and unlike what a lot of people were saying, was that OKC was going to kill this team, but how are you going to make that assumption that they were going to kill a team that you got to go seven with? That it just showed me how much equal they are. It just shows me exactly how much equal they are. I'm gonna put the link up in the chat. If anybody pops up, you want to jump in? More than glad to. I'll be more than glad to give you the opportunity to say what you feel. Yeah, it just to me seems like how much equal they are. So kudos to the Pacers, man. They had a great season. They made a nice run. They got to the finals. They got to the final game. It's a good thing. I mean, they both good teams. They're young. This will work out for both teams. So I don't know how people will look at if OKC lose, it would be tough. It'll be tough on OKC. That's for sure. That I know. It'll be extremely tough on OKC to make that, assumption that everything is great, everything is good. Everything ain't good, man. You just went 7 games with the Pacers, who a lot of people feel they don't even have a superstar. And we already SGA is already crowned a superstar. Really? 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 When I see Michael Jordan make it to the finals, it was no doubt you knew who he was. You knew he was that dude. No doubt. It wasn't even a doubt. Well, then again, he's young, and it's SGA is young, and you know, but then I ain't gonna crown him the greatest thing since cereal and milk. Not gonna get you gotta earn that. You gotta earn that, kid. For real. It ain't just given to you. They want to give it to you, but I ain't giving it to you. I don't think the fans will give it to you. Some fans will because they like you. That's okay. They're your fan. They're a fan to you, but can't have 8 turnovers in a game in the finals. Are you kidding me? That's substandard. Substandard. That's below capabilities. Rookie mistakes. Rookie mistakes at this level. Had a great season though. I ain't gonna lie to you though. You played your ass off. So did your team did. The Pacers played excellent after January, of course. Look where they at. So these two teams are pretty much even, the same level. You know, I'm gonna bring up some stuff. What I think, um, like, let's see. Oh my God, for y'all. Let me talk about the Lakers, Bucks. We got the guard swap. Um, okay, the odds of winning the NBA draft after NBA Finals after losing after losing after losing Game 6 is more in the team's favor that won 6. 5 out of 7. The odds are that that team will win Game 7. So losing Game 6 of the NBA does not automatically mean a team is out, of course, but of contention while games while facing a Game 7 in high pressure. History shows that winning Game 6 when down 3-2 to force a Game 7 can lead to a championship win. So teams winning Game 6 will win down 3-2 since 1984. Since 1984. This is a while ago. Since 1984. Uh, let's see. Since 1984, I wrote it down. Okay, they performed well in pressure. 98 that have won Game 6 of the NBA Finals after being down 3-2 in the series have gone on to win Game 6, 7, and the championship in 5 out of 7 instances. Okay, so this suggests a team that can perform well under pressure and win a crucial Game 6 has a good chance of winning Game 7. But we seen the pay. I mean, the odds will be like OKC is going to win, right? But while we have seen the Pacers do time in and time out, it's come from behind and win games and win series. We've seen it just now. We've seen it in the playoffs. We've seen it often, not once in a while. I'm not saying that they definitely going to win. What I'm saying is we've seen it. So now, whether you want to believe it, this is the odds, and you want to bake on it, you know, this is new for both teams to be in this situation, but it ain't so much new to the Pacers. Not every player on that team, well, yeah, every player has not been in the finals. That's true, except one. So we take it like it is. We take it like it is. Which team has been in the most precious situations? Because it don't seem like OKC have. That still doesn't mean OKC is not going to win this game. I still think they are a good team. So I just think these two teams are even, and I don't think everybody saw it going 7. A lot of people didn't see that going 7. So it is what it is. But I want to talk enough about the playoffs. When this is over, we all are going to go straight into this draft mode because we less than a week. So I'll be glad when it's over so we can just talk about the players that we got. So let me see how and where and when in this draft that the Nets, who and what they would pick up, because that is crucial. Sean Mark's going to have to be on point for this. This means everything for the franchise. It really does. It really, really does. Let me bring up some of my notes. What you're winning. Okay. Let me drive. Okay, so this is what I got for the Nets, man. I don't know, Byron. I really don't know. I just hope everything goes well. But but one thing I know is Sean Mark's job is on the line, kid. It is definitely on the line. Well, we have 4 first round picks. So when you look at it that way, 4 picks, 8, 19, 26, and 27 in the 2025 NBA draft, right? Giving them flexibility to address multiple needs. So we can address multiple positions. Not that each one is going to be done and, oh, I draft one center and that's it. They're gonna be able to be flexible and move stuff around. They're gonna be able to trade. They got space. They're not over the cap. I mean, they're in a great position, really is. So here are 5 potential draft suggestions for the Nets. This is the 5 suggested things that I think the Nets need to do. One, address the point guard need. That is, they got to address that. They got to address the point guard need. So the Nets could target a lead guard. We don't necessarily have to be Jeremiah Fears. It could be Trey Johnson. It could be any guard that they can get. Being honest with you, when you look at the guard situation in this draft, even though it might be more a couple of wings later on that you can you can pick up. But I think that if they address the guard need first, they can move down in the draft and pick up the things that that's more plentiful, because there's not a lot of guards. There's maybe a handful. I think I can think of at least 5 that I like, but the skill level deteriorates after 2. It goes down a little bit. It ain't like the 1 and 2 and 3 maybe. Okay, I give you that. 4 and 5, the level goes down. The level goes down. They might not even start. Who knows? They might have to pick up a guard in the off season to supplement that picking up that guard. So that's one. 2, the second thing I think they need to address, and I agree with Jamal, Igor is nice, but the second thing is add wing depth, because they might get rid of Cam Johnson, and use that to shuffle things. You're being flexible. Now you got to remember, they got to be flexible. They got to be flexible. You can't dig yourself into this hole, star chasing like every other team is doing in the league, or teams that trying to get into that level of contention for a title. They're going to star hunt. We don't want to do that. We want to develop. We want to develop. We have enough picks to develop. We can even move around to try to get some more picks. I could see, like, next season. I'm not saying that we tank. That word tank doesn't work. We already saw that. Just get that out of your damn minds. Tanking don't work. Never did, never will. Not now. It's different than it was maybe 10 years ago. Now, the way this draft is, the way the CBA is, the way teams got to finagle their books, it's better to keep young talent. It's cheaper, and then develop from there. But when you make your choice, when you make your move, when you decide, okay, you know what, we're gonna get us a couple of vets here and there, we're gonna put this team together, and we're gonna make a run. You got to be in position already to be a good team. Just be fundamentals got to be there already. If the fundamentals ain't there, and you start hunting, you mess your books up. And everybody knows you got to pay. You got to pay to play. So you got to spend money. People got to be on the books. So remember that. But yeah, wing depth. I definitely think wing depth is necessary. Necessary. And like Kevin Durant said, it is a wing lead. It is a wing lead. You gotta have wings. Wings is real important, man. Real important. So, having that wing will help us out a lot. So we can address the wing depth and add a wing. While the 19th pick could address their needs, address our needs to wing depth. Like we can get Con Kneppel. I know a lot of people don't like Con Kneppel. He might not even be there at 19. So just forget about it. He's going to go higher in the draft than you think, because he's probably NBA ready. He's probably NBA ready. Of all the young guys, he's probably come in the league averaging 10, 12, 14 points, get 2, 3 rebounds, shoot 50% from 3, contributing to a team. So, I mean, you don't be surprised. Or they can address the center need. They can get Malawat, might fall back. I doubt it, to the 8th spot. But like I said, with all this stuff going on, with all these trades going on, and you seeing it heat up, the Nets will be moving down and into positions where teams going to want to dump, they're going to want to pick, and they're going to trade. They're going to wheel and deal. So the Nets got to just Be patient and get what you want and get what you can out of it. So the third thing, I think, invest in developing players, of course. That would be pretty much what they had needed to do anyway, and they've been doing it anyway. So they've been playing G League players. So they've been developing for years now. Oh, well, since Jordy been here. They've been developing. So for explore trades, the Nets could have multiple first round, which could be valuable in trade negotiations. They could package some picks, but remember, I don't want to package your picks. You just fought to get picks back. Well, it ain't even really yours. You got Knicks picks. Why even deal it? Why even bother? Why even bother deal the Knicks picks? You just fought hard to get them back. So to get first round picks. So keep those picks. And besides, the Knicks might in a couple of years. All right. And 5, maximize value for first round picks. The Knicks can be selective and prioritize players who fit their specific needs and have high potential. I clearly think, and a lot of people were saying that this draft was a really good draft. Then people are saying next draft will be even better. I like to know why crystal ball. I got some lottery tickets. I need you to make some predictions on that too. To tell me exactly what the numbers are. And I'll share it with you because it's no damn way for sure what the next draft is going to potentially be. You don't know that. You don't know that. You ain't going to know that until next year. Until you actually see or watch them play and put them in situations. Some of these players never been in every position or every situation in college ball. They haven't. I know they play a lot of ball. I know that. But you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to transpire. Matter of fact, you don't even know, and nobody really knows how this draft is going to turn out. There's no way you're going to know who the superstar is. You have no idea. You don't know who's going to come out of this draft going, oh, he's an all NBA player. Who? Who? I mean, who, the number one pick? Just because they're the number one pick? I've seen number one picks be garbage. Little garbage. Garbage. I seen second round picks become MVP. So that's what we got to focus on is those picks. We got to focus on drafting the right picks, drafting, train, and get these guys into to the lab because it's here. It's 5 days from now. We're going to be picking. But there will be fireworks before that 5 days. I guarantee you there's going to be some shit. And this is a message for Sean Marks. I know they don't look at my videos. I know they don't. But I'm going to tell them right now, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. It's easy to be tempted. Don't fuck it up. Stay the course. The other teams need you more than you need them. They ain't, just remember that when you sit down. They need you more. They're the ones in tier 2 of the CBA. They're the ones that ain't got no wiggle room. They're the ones that got old players that want to come off. Yeah, I know you got money. You got to fill your gap. Pay your boys. Pay your ones that's there now. Pay them. Give them a contract that starts off high and fades down. Heavy front up. So that makes it appealing no matter what that gives you the flexibility. And as much as I love Cam Thomas, I understand this is a business. Front load that contract to him. That's all. That's all. Yeah, Jamal. Yeah, you do need to tell John that. John just want to wheel and deal. And that's the problem with John. John just wants to John make a good GM or he'll be a fucked up GM. Either he'll keep his job and we be like, oh, you did a great job, or they're gonna be like the one in Dallas, they were getting ready to hang his ass. That's John. everything is not everything is not trade. Sometimes you have to sit back and let your players develop. Sometimes you have to sit back and let your players develop. I was looking on X, Ace Bailey. Now, the Ace Bailey story is funny. I just want to tap onto Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey, my dude. No, I didn't hear nothing about the Cam Thomas thing on First Take. I ain't hear nothing about it. I didn't hear nothing about it. I gotta find out what they said because I know they said some hot shit. Oh, I know they wanted him to trade. That's right. I heard something about trading him, but why? 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 We already under the cap. We got enough money to pay him and pay him well too, and still have money left over. I don't. Why? Why get rid of young talent like he's getting ready to pop? It's like somebody you ever women when they bear children. They start off 1 year, one trimester, two trimester. This boy's in his second trimester. Why get rid of him now? You don't know what his potential, his ceiling is still growing. His ceiling is still growing. I don't see no reason to get rid of him. Yeah, he could help a team get scoring. He's a scorer, and they know that. Matter of fact, I did see a little bit when they were talking about Cam Thomas. Um, I heard Stephen Smith and them talking about Cam Thomas and how he can go to another team. My thing is, Sean better not be stupid enough to, not unless he's getting that bag. It has to be a bag. I mean, I love Cam Thomas. It has to be a bag. It can't be half bag. It has to be a big bag for me to go. You know what, bro, dude? You'll be all right over there. You might get a ring. Go ahead, go and do your thing, because there's no way I'm gonna let him go. I ain't gonna let him go now unless for somebody had to throw me something that an offer I can't refuse. But you can't keep just doubling up on draft picks. I mean, it works. I mean, you can get as much as you can, but at some point you gotta produce. You gotta make that jump. You gotta like San Antonio, just like San Antonio. They got the second pick and what's that? The 11th pick or 13th pick? One of them two, whatever. They got 14th pick, something like that. They still in the top draft. They got a bunch of young players on their team, man. They gotta play now. They gotta do something. You gotta produce. Just can't keep drafting and thinking that it's gonna be good. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Got to do more. Got to get more. Got to do more. So that's the thing that I'm trying to say about where the Nets are at. I understand last year was terrible for us. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I had to sit through losing, which is not something. But there wasn't because the effort wasn't there. Forget about it. It's a forgotten deal. Next season is be here before you know it. As soon as after the draft, we're gonna be talking about players and young players and be looking forward to the future. What I'm saying is, Sean got to get it right. Sean Marks got to get that shit right. He got to get it right. I mean, he got to get it. If he's gonna give up a pick, it better move down. If he's not, then don't even bother. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Because yeah, it can be too much when you have 4 picks, but it gives you flexibility too. You can still get your center. There's going to be a center in there in this first round, later first round for sure. Either it's Danny Wolf. I don't know who's going to fall back. Some team is going to do something totally out of place. You ain't going to even know that why they did it. That's the question you're going to be saying. Why did they do that? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. Got a point there, Jamal. Either way, I'm looking at Ace Bailey's story, and I'm saying to myself, this guy don't want to. He don't want to work out for the Philadelphia 76ers. His agent is Omar. I forgot his last name. I know his first name is Omar. Let's just call him Omar. Don't think of the wire, just Omar. But either way, he got people. Well, he got people running like Omar in the wire. That's for sure because he's talking about he don't want to play in Philly. He don't want to play in Philly. He don't. He don't want to. He don't want to work out with them. So it is what it is. It is what it is. The guy ain't got, he don't want to work with Philadelphia. I wouldn't either. I'm be honest with you. It's not that I hate Philly. I don't like their GM neither. I'm quite sure the people over there don't like our GM neither. But you get James Harden, then he talking shit about you on TV and on all live and all out and blasting you in front of everybody, talking about you a liar. That ain't a good look. That's why I don't blame players for doing whatever they do. That's why I don't blame them because he's dealing with shifty people anyway. Anytime, and I hate to even bring this up, anytime you're dealing with a large amount of money like this, you can't trust them. You just can't. You just can't. I can't trust the people in my neighborhood with $20, let alone $20 million. They probably hit me upside the head. There's some people I just know they're gonna fuck that $20 up. So what you think they're gonna do with 20 or 10 or whatever $1 million? You know, the apple don't fall far from the tree. The shit don't roll far. It's right there in front of you. It's always like that. It's always like that. So I'm not trying to pick on any one person. I'm just saying what it is. Sometimes you can't even trust some of your family members. But you know that. You still love them, but I'm just saying. I know if I give you this $10, I ain't getting it back. I love you, but I know. It hurts when you don't know. But when I know, it don't hurt. It ain't hurting me because I might not give it to you. But if I do give it to you, you might not. I know I ain't getting that shit back. I ain't gonna even ask you. And I'm not going to even be mad at you neither. Because you might as well, like, my kids used to say, when they got older, they used to say, "Can I borrow some money?" I said, "Don't say borrow. Don't say borrow. Just say, I need some dough. I need some money." All I can do is say yes or no. If I have it, I give it to you. But I know I ain't getting it back. So don't even ask. Don't even ask. Don't ask. I'm not going to even ask you for the money back. That's what I mean. I'm not going to even ask you back. That's how Philly did James Harden. So when all that going on, that getting off base a little bit, but speaking about Ace Bailey, for some reason, he doesn't like working. He doesn't see himself playing at Philadelphia. Maybe he don't feel comfortable with the situation. Maybe he felt better when he went to somebody. He spoke to somebody else. Of course, I'm gonna be biased. I'm a Net fan. I'm gonna sit there and tell you the Nets are a good team or whatever, and to go to, because I believe in Jordy Fernandez. I believe in the coach. I believe in the direction the organization is going now. So the question I have to say is, I know he met Sean Marks, and so he probably felt comfortable, but the Nets don't have that kind of high pick. See, Philly will pick your ass 3 or 4, and that he thinks he's projected to go either 3 or 4. So, and Philly is there. So, and he don't want to play in Utah, so he didn't work out with nobody. Instead of just working out with the Nets, he didn't work out with nobody. But Sean has already been to Rutgers, so he didn't need to work out with Sean. You see, Sean already went to Jersey and so on. I'm sure Philly did too, though. I'm sure they did too. When you think about it, yeah. So that's how that go. And you know, I just wish that nobody bash him, because I know people bashed him before about not working out with people. It was a big thing on Gil Arenas when they talked about how he didn't show up for the teams. He denied showing up. So Ace Bailey has the right to do. He's a young guy. They only do what these people, they agents and stuff, been in the league. They rub elbows with other teams and other GMs or whatever, or other agents, and they only representing those young players and their family. They probably middle class or whatever the case. There ain't nobody, just because you're not a millionaire doesn't mean you stupid. It's just, they not they trustworthy. Sometimes people are very trustworthy. But when you're dealing with these basketball people, you can't go by like what they do and who they look like and what team they is. They don't have your interests in heart. So you have to protect yourself. I heard plenty of players say crazy shit about how the stuff they seen. Look at Melo. Melo is in the situation with the Knicks where he talked about how George Karl didn't really like him. Shit. A lot of people didn't like him. That he was that type of dude, that type of dude that you ain't want to fuck with. So the same things that go on in the real world goes on in the NBA. It ain't no fame and glitz and glory. There's people that doesn't have your interest in art. So I hope Omar has his interest in art. I hope so, because he's in position to lead him a certain way with him and his family. So I hope he do the right thing. I'm telling him the right thing. That's all. And if you don't want to work out with a team, you don't have to. For years, a lot of the college and the pros made money off of players that they use the players. You wouldn't like that shit neither. Somebody using you and not paying you. Think about it. And they getting paid for education that you probably ain't gonna even need. If you get in the NBA, you ain't gonna even need it. You don't need that piece of paper. You make more money than most a scientist or a doctor make. Well, not a doctor, but a scientist, and you know, some doctors make a lot of bread, but it's only a handful. And every doctor make that kind of money. Don't fool yourself. You sitting up there with doctorate degrees in business and all that shit. You ain't gonna never make that kind of money, especially at one time. So I don't blame him, but I hope Omar is doing the right thing by him. That's what I'm saying. So I just wanted to get that shit off my chest because I can't wait for the fucking draft so I can talk about some players because I don't know where anybody's going. Right now it's the wild wild west. You don't know nothing. You don't have no clue. You have no way of knowing whether this player's going here, that one's going there. The fireworks haven't started yet, but it's getting ready to. Just like it got hot outside, it's about to get hot in the Barclays Center. It's going to be on fire. Another thing. Oh, check this out. The Barclays Center. They selling tickets to to the draft, and them tickets ain't cheap. The chickens ain't cheap. We talking about sitting anywhere near that rim, anywhere near that stage, you spending hundreds of dollars. But I listen, it would be cheaper there than it would be at the Garden. I think so. I think the Garden is just ridiculous. They just raking in the money. They were charging people thousands of dollars for semi nosebleed seats. So that's the Garden though. Knicks fans don't give a shit. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. They're gonna pay it. They know they're gonna pay it too. But yeah, I look for the for to try to get some tickets. I was speaking to Big Fan Breezy podcast. Everybody know Big Fan Breezy. I'm gonna put the links all down below. And Iceman, they both trying to get into the Garden. I mean, to the Barclay to see the draft picks, which is kind of dope. I wouldn't mind doing that myself. I wouldn't mind, especially if you're a Net fan. If you're a Net fan like me, you know what I'm saying? You want to be there, especially with four picks. You with four picks. It's the best time in the year for us. We deserve a show. After all that shit we went through during the season, we deserve a show. Yeah, definitely do. But the number one pick, I think the Nets need to do, not the Knicks, the Nets, is a point guard. I definitely think a point guard is in play. In play. That's what they need. That's what that for Jordy's system to work, he needs a point guard that can distribute the ball and get it into certain spots to run their plays with that action move, the movement that he does. It's almost like West Coast. It's almost like how Golden State do with the motion. They need that. They need that. They need that point guard. You can't. You need a point guard, man. You ain't going to the finals without a good point guard. For sure. No way possible. No way possible. Let me bring up that thing where CBS talked about. CBS talked about. I think I can bring it up. Let me see. CBS was talking about. All right, these 5 things the teams need to do before the draft. I'm gonna try to bring this up. Now every team has this is the shake up 5 that 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I had something with CBS. 5 things to watch on. This is something different. I'm gonna bring this up. Oh, this is old. No, I need something recent. Can't do nothing old. I have to get something recent. Let me put copy. Yeah, I can't do nothing old. It's just got to be recent. So is Caldwell Pope still with the net Memphis? Because there's one opportunity because I know what they need. Let me see if I can bring it up and show y'all guys what I'm talking about. Let me bring this up. This is what I was talking about. They have here looking at the Memphis land proven scorer because Memphis need a scorer. They talking about the Brooklyn Nets get Caldwell Pope and John Canal, number 16 pick, 2028, first via Orlando, and 2030 first round swap. And Memphis just get Cam Johnson and the 27 pick. I ain't feeling no swap. So 2028 first via Orlando. Orlando gonna be damn good in 2028 still. So to me, that doesn't, even though 27 pick, Caldwell Pope don't move no needle though. You're giving up Cam Johnson, you're giving up a scorer who probably had a one of his best seasons last year. Now, not to say that we wasn't planning on moving him, but you're going to get a guaranteed number one pick. So, at least, come on. You giving up 4 picks for fucking going to Orlando. To me, that, if that's the going rate, 4 picks, then shit. What do you think Cam Johnson deserved? He deserved more than 1 pick. That's for sure. If you're giving up 4, yes, he's older. Yes, he's 28 years old. Yes, I know that. I know he's 28, 29 years old. But for a team right now, considering how Orlando is thinking, like, they shooting right now. They shooting for right now. They're not shooting for 5 years from now. They're not shooting for that. They're shooting for now. Cam Johnson is just as good shooter as anyone else that I can think of that they could pick up. Wait, let me see something. Let me bring up their Orlando Magic. Yeah, Desmond Bain. They picked up Desmond Bain. Do they still have Caldwell Pope? Or did they let him go? I think they let him go. Yeah, they let that go. They decided to go another direction. And I know why. Of course, they're not going to give Caldwell Pope to the Brooklyn Nets. Why would they? They face the Brooklyn Nets. See, this is why Sean have to take note. Don't do business with people in your division. Just don't. They're not your friend, of course. They're not your friend, and they ain't trying to do anything good with you. So get that shit out your head. That's not gonna work. Deal with the teams in the West. That's it. Just deal with the teams in the West Coast. Don't worry about the East Coast. Don't worry about it at all. But either way, I got my shit off. Tomorrow I'm gonna what's today? Saturday. Tomorrow I'm gonna come back on live, or today. Today I'm coming back on live. I'm gonna have Lady T with me at 8:00, and at 10:00 I'm gonna do the Brooklyn Nets podcast. So peace, everybody. Love, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.